everyone. I'm back again with the next topic of Principle of Inheritance and Variations, chapter NCERT for CBSE boards. And the next topic today we are going to discuss is polygenic inheritance. And I will explain you, as already we have done codominance, incomplete dominance, and multiple allelism in the previous videos. So you can go to my channel Awesome Learning and click on those videos and take help from those videos. So today we are going to discuss about polygenic inheritance. As you see on my screen, there are two slides just to explain what is actually polygenic inheritance. So poly means many, genic means genes. So inheritance, you know what is inheritance when it is passed on from one generation to the next. Now children, so far the characteristics, whatever traits, whatever characteristics we were studying, they were controlled by one gene. Okay, like your the height was of plants that we have done, pea plant, or the color of the pod, or the color of the flower, or the shape of the pods, that were controlled by one gene. So each character was depending on a particular gene. Okay, but some characters, some characteristics are controlled by more than one gene. Okay, so generally one character is controlled by one gene, but sometimes few characters are controlled by more than one gene. Then this is the case of polygenic inheritance. Okay, examples of polygenic inheritance is the skin color, the eye color, seed color in wheat. So we will discuss each one here in my video. Now, as you see, it is important, children, not to confuse multiple alleles with polygenic inheritance. You have to be very clear between these two topics. Now, multiple alleles and polygenic inheritance, these are two different topics. Here, blood type, which we had done in the previous video, the blood type is an example of multiple alleles. Okay, it was an example of multiple alleles because blood type was controlled by three possible alleles, that was IA, IB, or small I, and all these three alleles were located on one loci or locus. What is loci or locus? It is the location where the gene is present on the chromosome. So you have to be very clear here that what I want to say is all the alleles of blood group, all the alleles, three alleles of the blood group, they all occur at one loci or one locus. Okay, but in polygenic inheritance, it involves many genes. Here, what is the difference? There is one gene, but it has many alleles. Okay, and here there are many genes which are controlling one character, and because there are different genes, so their location will also be different. I hope I am clear. Again, I will explain you that in multiple alleles, the example of blood group, the gene was one. There was only one gene, but that gene had three alleles. And all of them were present on same one loci. If it was IA, then also the locus was same. If it was having IB, then also the locus was same. And if the blood group had small I as the allele, then also the loci was same. Okay, but in polygenic inheritance, one character involves many genes, and because there are different genes, so each gene will be present on a different loci. So this is what is difference between multiple allelism and polygenic inheritance. I hope now I am clear between what is the difference between the two. Next, children, you see continuous versus non-continuous variation. Variation, you understand what is variation? Variation means difference. Variation is expressed by different phenotypes. Now, of course, if the phenotypes are similar, then how will the variation be shown? If all the phenotypes are same, then you will not be able to make out the difference. So variation can only be expressed if there are different phenotypes for a particular character. Like suppose the skin color is the character. Let's take skin color as the character. Now, because all the skin colors are different, all the phenotype, you know now what is phenotype. I have already said, I always say, whatever is the result, that is the phenotype. So if skin color is the character and every skin color has a different phenotype, then only we will say there is variation. If all phenotypes, that means all the progenies will have the same result, same skin color, then there will not be any variation, right? So variation, if you want to see variation, that will only be seen if there are different phenotypes for a particular character. So variation can be continuous. That means exhibit a wide range of phenotypes ranging from one extreme to the other. If the variation is continuous, like we have started with the skin color, very bright, from very bright, then from lesser bright, then more less, and then ranging from very bright to dark. So this is a range, wide range of colors. Okay, extremely, from extreme one end to the extreme other end. What are the two extreme ends? First extreme end is very fair color, and what is the other extreme end? Very dark color. So these are the two extreme ends, and in between these two extreme ends there will be different shades of colors. So this is called continuous variation, right? And what about discontinuous? Usually has two forms, either very fair or very dark. So this is discontinuous. So polygenic inheritance can contribute to continuous variation. Polygenic inheritance contributes to continuous variation. That means, that is why, because of this continuous variations, we are getting, see, different shades of colors, skin color, just because there is continuous variation. If there would have been discontinuous variation, then we would have got only two options, either fair or dark. But now you have seen there are so many skin colors, right? So how do we get so many skin colors? Because there is continuous range of colors, continuous variation. And from where did we get this continuous variation? We got it from polygenic inheritance. Okay. Now see, human skin color is a result of polygenic inheritance. Skin color is controlled by 3 or 4 genes. Skin color depends on the amount of black pigment called melanin present. Now if we have more of this melanin pigment, the darker will be our skin. Okay, if the melanin pigment is less, then more fairer will be our skin. So skin color depends on how much melanin we have. So each gene, children, how many genes we are having for skin color? 3 or 4. So each gene, I'm talking that I'm having 3 or 4 genes. Please mind it. I'm not saying that we are having 3 or 4 alleles. I'm saying we are having 3 or 4 genes which will have an effect on our skin color. So each gene has allele. If there are, suppose there are 3 genes which are representing skin color. So each gene will have alleles. How many alleles? Chalo, we will take that at least they will have 2 alleles. So if 3 genes, how many alleles we will have? 6 alleles we will have. And these alleles which promote melanin production and alleles which do not. Now there will be all the 3 genes will have alleles. Now either the allele will produce melanin or the allele will not produce melanin, right? So thus there is a wide range of phenotype. Now suppose let me take my case. Suppose there are 3 genes, gene A, gene B and gene C, and each of them are having two alleles. Similarly, you are also having 3 genes A, B and C. Now my gene A has 2 alleles and both of them produce melanin, but B and C do not produce. B and C are having alleles which will not produce melanin. So in my case, only out of 6 alleles, only 2 will produce melanin. So I will be fair. But in your body, you are having A and B, both the genes are having alleles which will produce melanin, and C, the alleles of C will not produce melanin. So you will be a bit darker than me because you are having 4 alleles which will produce melanin pigment, right? And similarly, there will be so many probability or so many options. You just see how much chances of different skin color is there. I hope I am able to explain what I want to say. है ना? कितनी प्रोबेबिलिटी बन जाएगी, हमारे पास कितने ऐसे ऑप्शंस होंगे कि 3, अगर 3 जीन है तो हर जीन के पास 2 अलील्स हैं और उनमें से कितने प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं मेलानिन, कितने प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो हर एक का स्किन कलर हर एक दूसरे से वैरी करेगा. This is polygenic inheritance, an example of skin color. Okay, as I show you here, you see, assume that, see, they also took the same, I had not seen this earlier, but they also took the same example as I was doing. Assume that 3 genes A, B and C control human skin color. Dominant forms A, B and C responsible for dark skin color, and recessive forms of these will produce light skin color, right? So if I have got capital A and B and C, then I will be dark. Suppose if I have got one capital A and B, C are small, then maybe I will have a bit lighter color. And so there will be so many options, you see. Either one will get 2 capital letters and 1 small, or all 3 capital and none of them small, or 2 small and 1 capital. There can be so many options for different skin colors, right? See? So genotype with all dominant C will give the darkest color. Genotype of all recessive will give the lightest skin color. And genotype with 3 dominant and 3 recessive will give the intermediate color. Okay, understood? I hope this is I think this is quite clear about the skin color.